This is not easy. We asked Southwest Airlines to comment on this story, but they did not respond to our request. Joining me now is Golda Poretsky, a blogger and an activist on weight issues, and Dave, who flies more than any human being we know. Don't we look comfy? These are standard coach seats,
right.
17 inches across, just like on Southwest. Unfortunately, we can't really illustrate because these are exit row seats, so we can't move the
armrest up and down.
Because
right.
what they said was, well, if you can't put the armrest down, then you can't fly. Have you ever been asked not to fly?
I luckily have not had that happen to me yet, but it happens very often. It's happened to friends of mine, and it's a fear I have when I fly.
Right, because this is, I mean, it's not comfortable for anybody. I'm 6'2", 225, and I don't really fit in a seat like this.
I've been on both sides of the equation. You know, I was morbidly obese for a long period in my adult life. But keep this in mind. Do we have laws that say if you're too tall to fly? How tall are you, Harry?
Yes, almost, well, 6'2".
Do we have rules if you're too buxom to fly? If you've worked out too much and you know you have a thin waist and a big top?
Right.
You know, there's a stigmatization that's taking place here.
Sure.
And for a lot of people who are challenged like this.
But the other part of this is the country, as we well know, gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, actually, there are studies that are suggesting that that isn't happening, that people have pretty much stayed the same. We've also had an increase in height overall. So I don't really think it's a fair thing.
Are you comfortable in this seat?
I'm not. I mean, I can make it. I can be okay. But I don't think most people I know aren't comfortable in these seats, no matter what their size.
Sure. Well, you know, which makes a very good point.
Right. I mean, who's comfortable in a coach seat now? Keep in mind, we have packed more seats into coach than ever before. We've eliminated leg room. We have rows of seats right up at the exit at this point. No one has made a stink about that. Yeah. My point is that it is uncomfortable for many people to fly.
Right.
And if it is a safety issue, it's one thing.
Do you think it was fair of Southwest to say, you got to get off this plane because you don't fit?
I don't think it was fair on any level. I think, first of all, they were not adhering to their own policy, which says if the armrests are down, you're okay to fly.
Right.
According to Kevin Smith, he had his armrests down. But I think also it's just an unfair policy. We just see again and again that it's a subjective determination.
But here's another question, because we're all jammed into this thing. Where does the rules about personal space, where do they stop and start? Because when I was in the middle seat the other night coming back from DC on US Air. I'm in the middle of the seat. I sat like this. I don't even put my arms on the armrest because you know what? If you do, somebody's going to knock them off.
Right. So I mean, but really, who really is comfortable? As you said, you're tall.
Right.
You're struggling. You know, if the person next to you has a laptop down or is using you can't. It's hard to get out. The seats have actually gotten smaller over time.
Right.
So as you were saying, we're more and more packed in.
So we all just should be miserable and live.
Well, I just think it's not fair to pick on one group and to say that you're the reason that everyone's uncomfortable. When the reality is we're all uncomfortable.
And did we not have these problems in the 70s? Were there not plus-sized people in the 70s? Great, it's a bigger problem
the double-sized seat belt, right?
It's an unfortunate situation. But if you're going to have a policy, administer it the way it was meant to be administered. Right. And again, there's a way to do it with some sensitivity as well.
And some people just don't want to sit next to Dave. I don't know.
That happens. That happens a lot.
I'm okay with Dave.
That's all right. And for that, we'll do another segment.
I'm okay. I'm okay right here. Yeah.
We're playing cards. Excuse us.
All right. Just don't smack your gums. Golda, thank you very much. Dave, good job.